So already now we've looked at the border defense plans of all three Baltic nations, but there's another country investing heavily in its borders these days: Poland. The country's border counter-mobility project goes by the name East Shield and will see enhanced border protection measures along its northern border with Russia's Kaliningrad oblast and its eastern border with Belarus. So, let's get started. A lot of our information comes from this document, a lengthy description and analysis of East Shield prepared by Shahin Gashevsky of Konrad Adenauer Stiftung, or KAS, a political foundation and think tank. KAS offers analyses and practical guidance for the, quote, challenges of our time, and researches history and politics, and then shares insights with the national and international decision-makers in the political, business, and social realms. The organization is associated with, but independent of, Germany's center-right Christian Democratic Union, or CDU. At the same time, in 2024, the Russian Prosecutor General's office recognized the foundation as a quote-unquote undesirable organization, so it must be doing something right. But moving on. Poland's East Shield is one of the largest defense infrastructure projects on NATO's eastern flank since the Cold War. The project is similar to the work being undertaken by the Baltic states, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. The main goal, to ideally deter, but if necessary, delay conventional attacks from Russia and Belarus. This is done through counter-mobility features and measures as well as enhanced surveillance. East Shield spans 700 kilometers along Poland's eastern and northern borders and includes bunkers, anti-tank obstacles, surveillance systems, and dual-use infrastructure. Plans are extensive, with fortifications planned along a strip reaching up to 50 kilometers inland from the border. Now, before we get to the very useful Polish border diagram, we have to note that Poland has also made public its ISR border plan, with ISR standing for Intelligence, Surveillance, and Reconnaissance. ISR provides for early warning of airspace and potential land incursions and gives decision-makers the information needed to react and deploy assets. East Shield's ISR plan divides into 5 altitude-related categories. High up above the Earth are space-based ISR assets to persistently monitor wide areas at the international level. Designated as strategic assets, ISR in this realm includes small to medium-sized satellites equipped with either optical lenses or radar sensors. One level down are aerostats and aerial early warning and control systems, or AEW and C. The KAS paper describes aerostats as Zeppelin-shaped hot air balloons that are equipped with radar sensors that monitor wide airspace from a static position. Their altitude is between 1,000 and 5,000 meters in the air. Tethered to the ground through reinforced power and data cables, these do not move, but can remain in the air for multiple weeks at a time. At the same level as aerostats are AEW and C systems, manned aircraft, often converted civilian planes fitted with radar technology to scan the airspace and provide both general intelligence and battlefield management in coordination with friendly fighter jets. One concrete example for Poland is the 2023 deal with Sweden for 2 second-hand Saab 340 AEW and C systems. Right in the middle of the spectrum are medium-altitude ISR assets, primarily fighter jets. Jets flying at a low enough altitude are able to provide pinpoint surveillance, complementing strategic intelligence from higher altitude and space-based assets. And then, going lower in altitude, there are unmanned aerial surveillance aircraft. Poland has invested in these medium-altitude long-endurance drones with purchases from the United States and Turkey. KAS notes that the backbone for this category are 24 Turkish Bayraktar drones. And then low-altitude airborne ISR mainly uses tactical mini-drones operating at 50 to 3,000 meters. These will be domestically produced by Poland. Finally, at the ground level, the East Shield project will include a network of masts along the borders equipped with IMINT, SIGINT, and ECHO sensors, meaning they'll be able to capture images, electronic signals, and sounds. The masts are also said to be equipped with electronic signal jammers to disrupt enemy drone activities. Data collected from various ISR assets across all domains will be processed through AI-powered software. Okay, that was all the ISR stuff, but what about the actual border infrastructure? Well, to slow down and channel enemy troops in the case of an invasion, Poland's MOD will place various types of engineered obstacles along its non-allied borders. This summer 2024 demonstration gives us some idea of what it'll look like in the real world. A lot of razor wire and a lot of these Trident anti-tank obstacles can be seen in photos. Additionally, this photo shows dug-in positions from which vehicles can fire but remain protected from the enemy's direct fire. With this photo, it looks like there's a trench system for soldiers to move through and fire from. But getting to the main diagram, fortifications appear to consist of 3 defensive lines. The first line, anti-tank ditches with a depth of 4 meters. The second line, 6 rows of concrete anti-tank obstacles, nicknamed hedgehogs. And finally, a third line, camouflaged bunkers for defense undercover with space for armored vehicles. The imperfectly translated from Polish diagram shows minefields will be placed between the counter-mobility obstacles and further back. Areas may be forested to provide additional counter-mobility. Indeed, KAS notes that East Shield intends to leverage natural obstacles such as wetlands and forests to slow down enemy movement. And then, as you can see, the far back area will see quote-unquote hiding places for civilians, which we assume will be bunkers and other reinforced shelters. So there's a brief look at Poland's East Shield project. There are occasional comments on previous border defense videos criticizing the publication of these plans, and that doing so lets the enemy know what to expect and allows them to better prepare in overcoming these obstacles. It's a bit of a silly thought in our opinion, considering the fact that Russia and Belarus can easily see what's going on just across their borders. But at least to us, it's quite obvious why each Ministry of Defense is publicizing their plans, to reinforce the idea of deterrence. No, these border defenses are not 100% impenetrable, but the goal is to send a message to aggressors that any attempted invasion will be slow and costly. Another theme of comments, as seems to always be the case, is asking about drone defense. With that logic, one might as well ask about artillery, armored vehicles, and troops. Because, yet again, these plans only discuss counter-mobility measures. We are more than certain that there are plans for air defense and counter-artillery, but such assets are just not within the East Shield project. So it does indeed seem like Poland's plan is similar to the plans put out by the Baltics. However, instead of pyramid-shaped dragon's teeth, Poland is going for these concrete tridents, or what it calls hedgehogs. Additionally, Poland has made public its ISR plan, something we haven't seen too much of from the Baltics. So, what do you think of Poland's border plan? Let us know by leaving a comment.